In this trick, your puppy will learn to spin around in circles. A spin is a trick that any dog can learn, and it's pretty easy to teach. We're going to use the luring method to get our dog to do the behavior and then reward him when he does. Now, to teach a spin trick, we're going to use a food lure. I have little hot dogs in my pocket here, and I'm going to start with one treat in my right hand. I'm going to hold my right hand close to my belly button. I'm going to keep my hand low so it keeps the dog from jumping on me. I'm going to start by my belly button, move my right hand to my right side, keep going in a big circle. At the end of the circle, open my hand and release the treat. Good job, JD. So one more time, I start with a treat near my belly button. My right hand moves to my right side, big circle. At the end of the circle, I open my hand and release a treat. Good job. Now the cue for this is spin. If we want to do it with our other hand, we can start with a treat in our left hand, and the cue for this one is around. So JD, around. Very good. At the end of the circle, I release a treat. Dogs will often show preference to spinning in one direction or the other, so I'll usually start teaching them both ways and then do the direction that they prefer. Now there's a couple problems that you may encounter. Sometimes you'll find that your dog does half a circle and kind of stalls out. That usually happens if you're moving your treat too far forward too fast. You want to make sure you first move your treat to the side, then forward, then all the way around. The other problem that sometimes happens is your dog will start jumping up at your treat, and that usually happens when you're holding the treat too high. You want to keep that treat right at nose height so that they can follow it easily. Now, if your dog is not following the lure, it may be that you're moving your hand too quickly. JD, come here. If you go too quickly, they may kind of lose the lure. So just make sure their nose is with their hand the whole time. There we go, and release the treat. Good job. Now let's try that with some other puppies. Wow, great job, pups. Once your puppy is able to follow your hand around in a circle, we can challenge him by asking for a little more. Now, as your puppy improves, you're going to start to fade the lure. So this time I'm not going to have any treat in this hand. I'm just going to kind of pretend I have a treat and still move her in a circle. At the end of the circle, then I reach in my treat bag and give her a treat. Good job. And again, circle, and at the end I give her a treat. Very good. Now, as your dog gets better, you're going to start to be able to do smaller and faster circles. So spin, spin, and eventually all you'll need to do is just a little wrist flick. And that's enough to get them to do a spin. Can go the other direction? Very good. This little wrist flick becomes our hand signal. Hand signals are often derived from the initial pattern that we use to lure our dog. So if this was our initial luring pattern, it gets smaller and smaller, and that becomes our hand signal in the end. Very good. Let's recap this trick. Around. Good girl. Again, circle.